Welcome back to Hannity. Fox News has confirmed that the FBI is investigating a second IT company that has ties to Hillary Clinton's email server. Now, this likely increases the possibility of recovering the tens of thousands of emails that Clinton deleted and wiped clean from her server. Joining us now with reactions, cybersecurity analyst and senior fellow at the Center for Digital Government, Morgan Wright, is with us, and cybersecurity co-chair at Pillsbury Winthrop, Shaw Pittman, Brian Finch. All right, Morgan, let me start with you.
Sure.
If somebody's going to delete 30-some-odd thousand, maybe 33,000 emails and wipe their server clean, like not with a cloth, don't you think that they were pretty confident that they were gone forever? Isn't that the assumption at that moment?
And that's the belief somebody had, is that somebody told them, hey, it's been deleted. And the person who told them this didn't have a clear understanding of where the email had been stored, where it had been managed, and what it really means to delete something off of these servers. So whoever gave that advice to the Clinton camp and stuff didn't serve them very well, because I tell you right now, Sean, based on the FBI, based on between these two servers now, we're going to be able to piece these things together back like a mosaic. We'll be able to fill in all the missing pieces and have probably one of the most complete pictures.
What are the odds that they get 100% of those emails that were deleted and wiped off the server, in your opinion?
We're in the, I think we're over the 90% range right now. I mean, I think we're to the point of where they're between 90, 95% probably will have a complete picture. You know, it's just a guess, but I mean, you put this all together, and I think that's what we're going to have at the end of the day.
Brian, you agree with that assessment?
I do. I think when you're talking about multiple servers that were keeping the same emails and the same types of information, granted, they're both tried to be deleted at certain points, but you are looking at a very high level of confidence that you'll be able to piece most of it together, and at the very least, you'll be able to compare and contrast and find some Nixonian-like gaps in the tapes.
All right, so you have this one employee at this mom-and-pop shop, Platte River Networks in Colorado, and an employee that, remember, they're the IT company that was hired to do this here, and they were instructed to reduce how much data was being stored to the backup. And one of the employees writes a memo because they had already been subpoenaed and requested by the State Department and a congressional committee, and he says, is she trying to cover up? There's some shady stuff going on here. Doesn't that seem like obstruction to you, Morgan?
You know, Sean, when I used to teach computer crime investigation, I actually spent a year teaching the FBI. You look at intent. One of the things you try and help deliver to the prosecutors, guys like Brian, is you want to help them deliver the necessary elements for intent. When you have deliberate actions in contravention of either a legal order, a preservation letter, things like that, then you can start inferring some kind of intent from those actions. When somebody deliberately deletes things, especially, and now we'll know when. Now we'll have a period in time, a date and time certain that certain activities happen. That'll feed a criminal case.
And Brian, have you seen this report? I mean, she gave us a definitive understanding of what those deleted emails were about. They were about yoga, a wedding, a funeral, and conversations with the man who doesn't email her husband. So if it turns out that they're about Benghazi and they're about the Clinton Foundation and they have classified information, that would sound to me like a cover-up. Thoughts?
Yes, I think that it's going to be a situation where you're going to find a lot of really interesting and, at the very least, embarrassing situations, and a lot more questions, as usual, coming up when you're dealing with Secretary Clinton. A lot more questions than answers. You're probably going to see a lot of issues coming up, particularly involving her employees and multiple jobs, questions relating to possible conflicts of interest with the Clinton Foundation, etc.
Guys, great analysis. If I'm Team Clinton, I think I'd get that criminal defense attorney that some of her friends are advising her to get. Thank you for being with us. When we come back, the mainstream media lashing out in a vicious way against Dr. Benjamin Carson. He refuses to give politically correct answers. He'll join us coming up and respond to those attacks. And later, an exclusive, Hannity exclusive special investigation with a former Army official who says key intelligence about terror groups in Iraq were ignored by U.S. Central Command. Did that put our troops' lives in danger? And in the wake of the horrific shooting in Oregon, President Obama plans to visit that state on Friday. Well, there were 315 shootings in his hometown of Chicago. When is he going there? We'll talk about the double standard.